Hey team, so today's technique we're going to look at the figure 4 or the Kimura from guard. So remembering that the Kimura range is a shoulder lock with the hand facing downwards from the elbow, and it's a rotational lock on that shoulder joint. Right? Made famous by Kimura, the famous fighter that broke Helio Gracie's arm using this technique. Right? So yeah, we'll start with our partners inside the closed guard, and their arms are on the body and they're just resting here, all right? Which is kind of the position that they should be in. We're just gonna clear the hands to the mat if they are resting on us. If their hands are already touching the mat or braced on the mat, then you can go straight into the technique, right? So when their arms are in this position, I just bring my back of my hands behind their elbows, and I just guide their arms forward while I lift up with my knees, and then I drive backwards with my legs and circle my wrist to control their arm, right? So we just use this little breakdown to establish wrist control on one arm that we want. Right? From this position, the key thing I like to do here is don't have a bend in your arm. Realign your body so you have a straight vector here. That's going to make sure that your partner can't get their wrist back into the underhook position because you can't drive straight through the bone. Right? If your arm is bent and you have an incredibly strong partner, they may be able to force it into this position here. In which case, when you sit up, they're going to body lock you and shut down this technique. So as soon as I get wrist control, I realign my arm and my body. Now I can sit up over that and guarantee that I'm going to get a nice, good figure 4 grip. So what was that process? My arm circles over her arm, and I sit up on a 45-degree angle. And then I'm going to reach all the way over her arm and grab my own wrist. Right? So I've got the figure 4 grip. Now I'm going to use my back to separate her arm from her body. So I'm going to drive my back to the floor, focus on this top elbow coming back down to the position that it was in earlier, and I lock my arms into the center of my chest. Remembering that the figure 4 is not a push away movement. In fact, I want to keep this all close in this tightly locked configuration, and then I'm going to turn my hips out to the side and start to rotate through my body. I want to imagine taking that grip all the way to the floor over here. All right, let's go through again. Break down, establish control of the wrist, sit up over the top. Notice I support my weight through my elbow, giving me plenty of space to come in and attach the grip. Drop back to my back, holding her arm into the center of my body as much as possible. And at this point, I can start to move my hips. And you may have noticed I've actually let go with my feet in order to maintain that body position. My top leg still needs to be controlling her hips. If I relax this too much, she can escape the move by doing a step over or a forwards roll out. All right? So I want to make sure that I'm shutting down her movement by maintaining some sort of top control with that guard. Okay? The last point I'll just come very much back to as we do this is, why do I sit up on an angle rather than straight up? When I do this breakdown, one of the things your partner may do is put the head on your chest, right, which is going to stop me sitting straight up over the top. So in order to avoid that pressure, I want to roll to that side as much as I can, establish the grip, and then come back. Right? Now that we're here, let's take another look at this angle. My forearm is maintaining a vertical position to stop her pushing her hand back to the mat. Right? Again, if I have my elbow in any other configuration, I may start to lose that grip. I need to make sure I maintain that structural strength. As much as she tries to push her hand down, she can't break my forearm in half. So her arm's effectively stuck, and then I bring it closer to the center of my body. Right? And then I'll start my rotation, and she's getting ready to tap. Right? So that was the figure 4. We're going to do one more setup just so you can see it from a different angle. Breakdown, realign, sit up, over, and then establish control to your own wrist. Pulling back with your back, arms to the center, and then we start the roll. All right. So that was the figure 4 Kimura from the full guard.